What's up? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this conversation. So let's talk about lawsuits, guys. So it had been reported that Tasha K was in jeopardy with her bankruptcy case and possibly it being dismissed, and that she would be in trouble with the courts. Well, it's being reported that her bankruptcy case has not been dismissed and it is able to move forward. Now, while her bankruptcy case does not dismiss the debt in the Cardi B defamation lawsuit, she is a business, so she has a business, and she's trying to stay in business, do what she's continuing to do, and employ her employees and continue to move forward. Because the thing that I have been talking about for all of this time with regards to defamation of character is that defamation of character, when you hear people say, I'm going to sue someone, and you hear all of these people saying, I'm going to take this person to court, I'm going to sue them for defamation. Although in this situation, I do feel that there was some privilege involved, and I'm not going to go into the depths of all of that. I still don't believe that the verdict was fair. Whether she said some things that were not true or not, defamation of character, you're supposed to prove that the so-called lies or the slander or defamation caused some sort of financial detriment. And that was not the case for Cardi B. So that was one of my main reasons why I talked about this situation as much as I did talk about it. Because financially, I'm not saying that Cardi B's feelings weren't hurt or she wasn't pissed off and other things like that. But financially, Cardi B was not, in the eyes of the court, hurt in a way where it damaged her financially. It did not. And people could say whatever they want to say, but that can be proven. But we already know that the law is not fair a lot of times. So she got to win in that situation where the amount of the jury award I really felt was not fair. And so she stated on her Instagram, she said, "Thank you to the Florida courts for not dismissing my bankruptcy case today. It was a tough hurdle to get over, and my attorney and his firm," and I'm not going to name the names, "did extremely well today, considering the circumstances we were up against. God is good. Now back to work, focusing on what pays everybody. Now go stream my wine, gossip, and comedy special on TashaKLive.com, and see y'all tomorrow for some good effery Friday." So listen, guys, the reason I wanted to talk about that is I'm glad that the bankruptcy case was not dismissed, because when I see people rooting for someone's failure, especially in a situation like this, I really feel that it just comes from a sense of hatred for this woman, that it has nothing personally to do with them. So they will make comments like, I saw someone make a comment where they said, all y'all congratulating her are the same people who would fall out with their friends/family over their $20 they never got back. Pay that lady what you owe her. And it's ignorant comments like that, because a $4 million judgment was not fair. That amount, yes, there are compensatory and punitive damages, but those amounts that were brought about really should have never come to pass, okay? And quite frankly, Tasha K just did not have good representation that time around, so that's one of the main reasons why she did not win. And she had a lawyer and Cardi B had a legal team. of which I feel that this situation, the only one who has won has been Cardi B's attorneys, because they are cha-chinging every single time they file a motion, they write a letter, they send an email, they make a phone call, and they are charging her heftily by the hour. And she paid a very hefty retainer, I'm quite sure. And Cardi B may never get that full amount. And Tasha K is working her ass off to try to pay. But also, bankruptcy protection, it's called that for a reason. Now, while the defamation of character judgment may not fall under the bankruptcy case, she's trying to do the best she can with what she has and trying to make the money honestly. So I just really don't feel that comments like that are fair, and it comes from a place of just hatred. You just don't like the woman because you don't like her. And two, Tasha K didn't take $4 million from Cardi B and owes her back. So that wasn't even a fair, that wasn't even anything similar to try to compare it to say you would fall out with your friends and family over $20 that you never got back. Tasha K never received $4 million from Cardi B that she owes Cardi B back. And Cardi B doesn't need that money. That, to me, alone is something that is so highly offensive to me, because we live in a country where it seems like the haves, they want to take even more, and they want the have-nots to barely make it. And that's the type of stuff that really angers me, when people feel like that's fair. Cardi B doesn't need $4 million. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this in conjunction with the other situation that I want to talk about, which is T.I. and Tiny, is I'm really surprised that in Tasha K's situation, her attorney did not request for that judgment amount to be lowered. This is something that happens in a large number of lawsuits where a jury has awarded these large amounts for a judgment against the defendant, and they turn around and they request the judgment amount be lowered, and the court approves it. This happens a lot. So a lot of times you will hear about, say, for example, someone sued Walmart, and whatever the situation was, the plaintiff was awarded $100 million. You will hear about that, but you won't hear about how the defendant's attorneys filed a motion for the amount the jury awarded to be lowered, and the court approves it. That happens a lot. When I was in the legal field, and things like this happened because I did work in the field at one point of employment and labor law. So there were people that would sue, they would sue the companies that they worked at for either racial discrimination, sexual discrimination, just, something along those lines. And they would get the award number, and then the defendant's attorneys would file a motion requesting that the amounts that the jury awarded be lowered. So that's something that's actually common. So I was really surprised when that never happened in Tasha K's case. You don't know what you don't know. So I'm quite sure if Tasha K knew back then what she knows now, she would have requested that be done. And all you could do is ask. If you ask, you might get it and you might not. But I don't think her attorney even attempted to request that amount be lowered. So that, to me, was definitely a case of sucky representation. It may not amount to malpractice, but definitely it wasn't the best representation for Tasha K. So I felt like that amount should have been lowered, because when it comes to defamation of character, even though I feel that it didn't amount to what the courts are ruling defamation of character, because you can't sue someone just because they said a lie or said lies about you. How did it affect you financially? There has to be something that you could speak about when it comes to that, not they hurt my feelings and made me go into a depression. I lost weight. I lost relationships with, people that I was kicking it with because I went into a space of depression and I cut people off. And I'm not saying those things are not important, but the court doesn't care about emotions and feelings. It's about tangibles. So I say all of that to say the amount of the award I felt should have been lowered. So I'm glad that she didn't get her bankruptcy case dismissed, because it's like, my God, what do people want from her? They want her to just lose her life, her family, to not be able to function and survive. And Cardi B just continues to win and getting money from this woman that she really doesn't have, that she also doesn't need. It's crazy to me. It doesn't make sense. But speaking of judgments being slashed, so T.I. and Tiny, they won a lawsuit against the doll brand LOL Surprise and the owners MGA Entertainment. But the amount of the award, which was $71 million, and T.I. was out there, doing podcast interviews saying he's about to retire, he ain't doing music anymore. He may have spoke too soon. Because while the toy giant were originally ordered to pay that staggering $71 million after being found liable for infringing on the intellectual property rights of the OMG girls, a judge is considering cutting the award amount by 75%. So in a new filing, Judge James Selna floated the prospect of reducing the amount payable to the Harrises to just under $18 million, a reduction of over $53 million. This would be because Selna believes there is not enough evidence that MGA operated in bad faith and therefore to warrant punitive damages. The judge has still yet to make a final decision in the case, and according to journalist Megan Cuniff, said, "There's a lot to contemplate. I want to put this down for a couple of days and I want to come back to it fresh and from the top." And T.I. and Tiny's lawsuit against MGA, it accused them of copying the likeness of the girl group OMG Girls. And the ruling found that 7 of the dolls in the product line copied the likeness of the group, which also featured the couple's daughter, who testified during the hearing, as did her bandmates. T.I. said in an interview when the case concluded, "They were trying to paint me as the bad guy when really they were the bad ones. They were the ones that came and ripped us off, and they expected us to not have the audacity to stand up and speak for ourselves." He also accused the company of bully tactics during the legal dispute. All of those things may be true. Now, the final decision has not been made with regards to slashing the judgment amount, but it is highly possible. It happens a lot, guys. It's nothing new. Now, while it may not be fair, especially in a situation like this, because this company, it was found, used the OMG Girls group, which was created by Tiny and T.I., and including her daughter. They made lots of money off of stealing those girls' image to create products to sell, to make a lot of money. So I don't feel that it's fair in this situation for it to be slashed, but it's highly possible that that is going to happen. So the hypocrisy when it comes to the the judging system, the judicial system, I meant to say, and how they do things. This is why I wanted to talk about this, to compare and contrast. People think it's fair for Tasha K, who was found liable for defamation in a civil case where Cardi B sued her because of things that were said in some videos. And yeah, people could say, well, Tasha K made a lot of money. Tasha K did not make that much money off of talking about Cardi B. And people don't really give her the credit and the just that she is due when it comes to all of the other topics and content that she has created. I've said over and over again, I started following Tasha K years ago, and how I started following her was when she was dropping all of the tea or wine on R. Kelly. And it was so much that was revealed, and all of those things that she was reporting about were true. All right. That's just one situation. So for people to use this situation with Cardi B to just blanket label her as a liar, I didn't feel was fair. Also to say that because she talked about this woman on her social media platform, and she, to a lot of people, not, I don't want to say a lot, but to many people, I guess, especially those that didn't even know her in the court and who were on the jury, didn't see her as likable. They found in Cardi B's favor, but for the amount, I didn't feel was fair. That is a judgment amount that definitely should have been slashed. 100%. But they want to slash the punitive damages in this case for T.I. and Tiny? Absolutely not. But listen, they're going to do what they want to do. But I'm glad that Tasha K, she got some victory where they did not dismiss her bankruptcy case, because she's just trying to survive. And here we have the T.I. and Tiny case, which they're definitely not broke, you know? And I believe that they should get everything that they were initially awarded, but the likelihood of them getting all of that is probably not. And on top of all of that, they have all of the attorney's fees that they have to pay, because this is a case that has been going on for years, okay? So I really want to know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And yeah, I'm just saying it how I see it, and that's just that. So hopefully T.I. and Tiny, they get a victory in this situation, and I'm glad that Tasha K got some victory where the bankruptcy case that she filed, she had been hoping that it would not be dismissed, and it wasn't dismissed. So I'm glad that she got what she wanted in that situation, because she since moved on from that, and she's just trying to work and live her life, and the woman is working, okay? How do people expect Cardi B to get her money if she can't work? You let me know. Thanks for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.
Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it. See how, rewind, when we rewind, feels so nice.